Hey, welcome back to another awesome episode of Mind Protein TV. I'm Ralph Plumb.
And I'm Konrad, Sopielnikow.
In our first segment, we're going to talk to you about why info products. Why is it something that you need to get involved in? Even if you have a traditional business, why is it important to sell your information?
Yeah, obviously topic near and dear to us. That's what we do in our business. So, but we'll tell you all about it. And in the second segment, we'll talk about lights on and lights off for giving away free information, or whether it's an ebook or video series. Why would you want to give away some of that, this best information that you have in your business for free to somebody?
Yeah, we see people doing it in all businesses. And lastly, in the Get Off Your Ass segment, we're going to talk about creating your first product and some simple steps to get it done in a quick fashion. Hey there, welcome back. In our first segment, we're going to talk to you about why info products. Why is it important that you understand to sell your information can be a very, very powerful tool, both as a primary business and revenue generator, but also if you're more of a traditional business, how it can both bring in clients as well as increase your bottom line.
And if you still question whether info products is something that you should get involved with, I mean, look at companies like Zappos, right? They sell shoes as a business, but they've created basically a culture and info products around what it is they do and how they approach customer service, right? So that's just one great example. So Rob, give us some more details on that.
Another great example as to why I like info products, if you're a traditional business, we'll use the Zappos example, but what Zappos does is they clearly delineate their training programs and their kind of employee loyalty programs and exactly how they run their business. So it's a really, really good way to effectively run your business. Then they take that information and they share it with others. So they're spending time, money, effort, and energy on management, personnel for all this training. So how do they recruit it? They just sell that information to other folks. It's a really, really great thing. Now, in our business, we have a primary business that's real estate investing. We also teach and coach people how to leverage the internet to make money. It's a true passion of ours. And one thing about info products, no matter what your passion is, you can monetize that passion. And that's what we teach and preach on a daily basis.
And the bottom line, when you create informational products, you are elevating your status as an expert within that field. So it's a conduit to building new relationships. It's obviously could be a revenue source, but it's mainly a great way to generating leads and just getting your brand and your name out there in front of potential customers.
Yeah, so again, info products, why they can be great for you and your business. It can create you and put you in expert status. It takes the information you already know and have and allows you to generate revenue from it. And if you're a traditional business, it can help protect that bottom line.
All right, Ralph, in our lights on, lights off section, we're talking about info products. So let's discuss giving away free information. Why would you do that? You invest time, you invest energy into creating these products. Why would you give it away for free? Well, number one, it's an awesome lead generation tool. Getting your business exposed to your customers by giving them away value and not asking anything in return, you're gonna generate a lot more leads. That's the bottom line. The other thing is, with the social media these days, it's such a buzz, social media marketing, and so many people don't do it really correctly. Is in order to transition from just interacting in social media environment and getting somebody to be interested in your product, you have to create value, right? You're not gonna just go on Facebook and all of a sudden start selling your products. What you're going to do is you're going to build value, build trust, build a conversation. And the best way to do this is by giving away free information, such as ebooks, video tips, newsletters, whatever it may be, where it gets basically constant communication between you and your customer.
So that's all the positives about why you'd want to give away a free offer. Now I'm going to bring a couple negatives into the scenario, and I hear it a lot of times from a lot of students. They always ask me, well, Ralph, why am I going to give something away for free? Why am I going to give a product or service away for free? What's going to happen is, they're not going to respond. They're going to get the information and not come back to me. You could not be more wrong. What happens is when you give people a bit of information, if you put it in the right context, they're going to be craving for more. All your free opt-in offers really should be geared around good quality content and building yourself up as an expert. But at the end of the day, there also needs to be a component in there as to why they need your paid product or service. That's very, very important. Most people fail there. They don't include kind of a scarcity or call to action within their free opt-in. So if you're giving away a free opt-in, it's information, yes, but it's also a push towards whatever your product or service is.
You know, the bottom line, lights on, lights off, right? It's in internet marketing, you have to be able to generate leads, and the best way to generate leads is by giving away free information and, you know, free offers. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, it's absolutely lights on.
Lights on
This topic.
We'd be pretty stupid if we said lights off. You go to all our websites, we're always giving away good quality content for free in the offers that we've talked about. So for sure, for us, it's definitely a lights on here to give away free opt-in offers. Hey there, welcome back. In our Get Off Your Ass segment, we're going to talk about getting up and putting a free opt-in offer up on your website. And if you already have one, you're not out of the woods either. You need to improve it.
Ralph, what's the easiest way to get a free offer out there? What's the quickest way to create something for free for people to be able to start generating leads?
In my opinion, the easiest thing is an ebook, because you probably have that information either on your website in different fashions talking about what you do. The other really simple thing is like a video tip series. If you do a series of 3 or 4 videos that are, let's say, 3 or 4 minutes each. Now, that's not for some people. Some people are really shy and don't like being on camera. That's not me, but a lot of people don't like that. So if you're not comfortable on camera, don't worry about it. Get behind the camera, get behind your keyboard, and jot some notes and put an ebook together. Ebooks don't need to be 40, 50 pages. They really can be as simple as little 10-page white papers. That's fine, as long as it's good and provides value.
I agree. You know, my favorite is video. And even if you are shy in front of the camera, another way is just to do some kind of screen capture. You know, do a presentation on a topic that you know more about. You know, the bottom line is you don't want those videos to be very lengthy, right? We're talking about a free offer. We're talking about engagement, right? So you want to, you know, really catch somebody's attention and be like, wow, you know, this is something new that I learned, you know, in a very short amount of time. Hey, you know, on the internet, there's just so much information out there. You got to be short and to a point, right? So, you know, it's a great way. Video, I love video for that.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now, some things that you need to keep in mind, you need to make sure you provide information, because that's what people are there for. 1, you need to position yourself or your company as an expert. 2, and then 3, you need to absolutely make sure that you're selling in some way, even if it's subtle, the products and services that you offer. After all, the reason why we're giving away free information is so that we can eventually sell paid information. This free information we give away doesn't directly make us money, so we need to make sure it makes us money down the road. At the end of the day, get out there and get your free offer, whether it's an ebook, video tip series, whatever, get it done and make sure you include those 3 elements.
Hey, and if you're still confused and you don't know how to create one, do some competitive research. Look at some of our offers that we have, free offers, and you know, just browse around the internet. They're all over the place. And that's the best way. You can see, you know, in your industry, you're going to find a comparable ones, and then, you know, you don't always have to recreate the wheel. Just find a different angle, you know, different personality, and just get it done.